Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I want to start off by apologizing because I know that it took a while for me to make another video and to upload this video, and I apologize because I've been extremely busy. I haven't had the time between work, baby, and making sure everything in my house is tended to. I am very, very sorry. However, I am extremely grateful for everyone that has hit me up with questions on topics and asking for advice. I extremely appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed for those that do. And I am working on those videos and they will be up soon. However, this particular topic, everyone, like legit, a lot of people have asked me about it. And before I start, I want to just say I am not perfect. I am still getting into the swing of things. It is not easy. However, it's not impossible, and every single day is a learning experience. Now, I did record this video on this topic a while ago, and I was going to upload it, but my views on this topic have changed. The topic is maternity leave, going back to work, leaving your baby. In the beginning, when I first recorded the video, I was in a much negative place, and of course, now that I'm actually in the situation, it's a whole lot different now. I don't see it the same way because obviously I'm going through it. So I want to be as real and as raw and honest as I possibly can with you guys, and just let you guys know while I'm going through it rather than before, and just give you my opinion on it. So I chose to remake the video, even though I am sorry again, it took me a while. But anywho, going back to work. Okay, so for those that know, I work in a public school. So school is obviously out in New York from the end of June to the beginning of September, and I give birth in August. So I had the pleasure, I was fortunate enough to be able to stay with my daughter the whole month of August until September 5th because my job was not paying maternity leave. And that sucks. Some jobs do. My job, however, did not. And, I'm not rich. We are not rich. I had to go back to work and things need to be paid for. So, when I went back to work, my daughter was exactly 1 month old. And it was not the easiest thing. I'm not gonna lie, it is extremely difficult. And on top of that, some might say that I'm being dramatic. My mom stayed with my daughter, and she stayed in the house, in my house. So, it's like I basically, to some people, I had no excuse to feel the way that I felt, but I have an attachment. Like, that's my baby. That's my first baby. I have an attachment to my daughter. It's the first time I'm leaving her. I had all of these thoughts. I felt like I was being a really bad mom. This guilt. I started having these guilt trips, that, oh my God, I'm leaving her. She's so tiny. I should be staying home with her. I should be taking care of her. What does that say about me as a mom? If I'm leaving her and I'm having my mom take care of her, what does that say about me? But I am very blessed because I have the support of my mother. And I work legit, like, I want to say 5 minutes away from my job. I live 5 minutes away from my job, and whenever I had my break, I would come home and I would breastfeed, and it was like I never really left. It's like I was taking little mini breaks and I was leaving my house every so often. But I was very fortunate to be able to come home and breastfeed. I get out of work at the latest is like 3:20, so I come home early. It was amazing and it was great. So I had that type of peace, and knowing that my mom was there with my daughter. But then my mom ended up going to Florida. For those that know, she moved. She ended up leaving to Florida, and now my daughter had to stay over my mother-in-law's house. And this was not easy, only because I was so accustomed to having my daughter 5 minutes away from me, and now she was going over to my mother-in-law's house, who also has a daycare in her house, and she's a little bit farther, and so I can't go on my breaks and breastfeed my daughter. I have to wait. I have to pump at work, and I have to wait, to come home and see her. Either I go pick her up or my husband goes to pick her up. So, it was a little difficult. I remember the day that she was gonna go over my mother-in-law's house, the day before, the night before, I cried. Like, I cried. I was really sad. I was really upset. I didn't want her to go. I wanted her to stay here. I wanted my mom to come back. I was even thinking about not going back to work, waiting for my mom to come back. Um, and it's not because I think my mother-in-law is going to do a horrible job. No, the total opposite. Those that know my mother-in-law know that her grandkids are her entire universe. They know that she would die for her grandkids. So I knew that she was going to do an amazing job. But me, myself, it's my first baby. I was just so insecure about leaving her. I felt bad. I was sad because she wasn't going to be so close to me anymore. And then all of these negative thoughts. I was scared, that one of the kids in the daycare were gonna like touch her, hit her with a toy, call for her, sneeze on her, whatever. I was just thinking and being dramatic, having all of these negative thoughts go running through my mind. And I remember venting to my husband. I was like, I just like, I don't want this. Like, I can't, I don't want this. I'm so upset. I don't want this to happen. And I was like, what about this? And what about that? And, every possible horrible scenario you can think of, because I was just being negative Nancy at that point. And he told me, he was like, babe, I understand that you feel this type of way, but I can't tell you anything to make you feel better, because I'm not going to be there to take care of her. We're going to be at work, and I think that you should speak to the person that's going to be taking care of her, which is my mom. So I did. The morning that she was going over there, on my way to work, I remember I was crying my eyes out because I was so upset. Because then it like hit me like, damn, like now she's really not close. She's not home. She's not close to me. I won't be able to see her on my breaks. Like, she's really like, now she's literally like in a daycare. Even though she wasn't in daycare, she was at grandma's house. But in my eyes, that's how I saw it. So I ended up speaking to my mother-in-law, and to my surprise, she was extremely supportive and understanding. And, she made me feel so much better by giving me advice and giving me insight on certain things. And, she was able to send me pictures throughout the day of the baby and videos. Now, I do understand that not everyone has support of family members, and they have to go to a daycare. I've worked in daycare since 2010 up until I started working in public school. So I know how mothers feel because they have vented to me before, and I understand that it hurts. One thing that I can say to moms and parents that do not have the support of their family members is, if your intuition, mothers, if you have it in you, if you have that gut feeling, that you don't want your child there, I don't care how amazing the price is in a daycare, don't leave your child there. What's important is the safety of your child. That is what's important. And if you don't feel safe enough, if you don't feel like you can trust who's going to be taking care of your kid while you're at work, don't leave them there. You know what I mean? There are many different daycares that will accommodate to the things that you want. There are many daycares that, believe it or not, do have things that you are looking for. So do not settle for less, because the safety and the care of your child is highly, highly, highly important, But one thing I do want to say is, your mind is your biggest weapon, and whatever you feed into your mind is whatever you're going to put out there into the world. So always put in your mind, before you drop your baby off, before you go on maternity, before your maternity leave is up and you have to go back to work, put it in your mind, this is for my baby. This is for the better of my baby. I am becoming a better person because of this. You're not helping, you're not going to go save the world or whatever, but, you're growing up, you're becoming more responsible, you're getting a sense of things, you know what I mean? Like, this is for the better. You're not doing this because you don't want to be at home, because you don't want to be with your baby. You're doing this because you have to, because you need to. You know what I mean? This is all for the better. At the end of the day, you get to go home to your baby and you get to love on your child. And it's the most amazing feeling in the world when, I'm at work and I'm thinking, oh my God, I can't wait to go home and be with my baby. It's such an amazing feeling of knowing that. And when you actually come home and see them smiling and see that it's okay, it's the biggest reward. And so much peace just overwhelms you, knowing that they're okay and they had a great day, So if there's any questions that any moms have, about going back to work, I'm here. It's not easy. I did post on my Instagram for those that are in New York, if there is any moms out there that want to get together and, with other moms and socialize, because I do know that us moms, we take care of everyone and sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves and have that time for ourselves, let me know. We will set up a date and we will have that wine and down time. Wind down is literally we wind down with a bottle of wine. Because like I say, the most important things for a mother are coffee and wine. You need both to get through the day. But I hope you guys like this video. Remember, stay positive, see things in a positive light, and no matter what, know that your child is gonna be okay, and you're doing an amazing job as a mom, and there's nothing and no one in this world that can take that away from you. You're doing everything that you possibly can. Even when you feel like you're failing, trust me, you're not. You're amazing, and you're doing all that you can do, and you're being the best that you can be. And believe it or not, you are an amazing mother, and you should say this to yourself daily. I am an amazing mother. I am the superhero to my family, and I'm gonna get through this. So I hope you guys like this video. If there's any more topics, feel free to DM me on Instagram, message me on Snapchat, and if you have my number, text me any other videos that you guys would like to see, any other topics that you want me to discuss. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye.